We're always talking about the different ways you can resolve conflict, how to work through problems effectively with your partner. But rare do we talk about one of the simplest, easiest, yet powerful ways you can avoid conflict altogether. And simply put, if more people learn to just do simple check ins in their relationship with their partner, a lot of issues will be nipped in the bud well before they got going and turn into an actual real problem. You'd be surprised how something as simple as, hey, popping in once a week, having a weekly meeting, if you will, right? For it ain't got to be something super long, maybe 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes max, just to check in and see, hey, how are you feeling about things? How am I feeling about things? Where are we at with things? Or just where's the relationship at overall? Even a little quick recap on your goals, or what the vision is, what you guys are working towards, and what the status on that stuff is. I guess in a sense, the idea is you should treat your relationship on a small level, somewhat like a business, to where you have to do inventory sometimes. We have to do maintenance checks, right? Periodic or routine maintenance, if you will, to make sure things are still up to code or still flowing or working on sync the way it's supposed to be. And when you do this and you create a normacy of this, meaning you create a normacy of a safe space to open up and express, right? Then you build the muscle in you and your partner to be used to coming to share or talking through things that otherwise you may feel a little hesitant about. Stuff that maybe it's been hard for you to think of how you're going to bring it to the table, but because you have that muscle built and it's the normal thing for you guys to do, to come to the table once a week or what have you, to kind of put things on the table, non-judgmental, right? Where you can say anything you need to say and you can work through it. Then now it creates a dynamic to where issues that otherwise would go unaddressed and become resentment over time get addressed more frequently and more abruptly, if you will. And when you do that, that also gives you the advantage of not letting time pass to where maybe you or your partner has not spoken up about something they've seen or something they experienced, or at least they feel like they experienced, to where they feel a way about it. And they've got a conception or perception about you or something they've gotten in their mind that may not be fully accurate. Maybe there's some information that's missing, to where in a situation where you're not having these check-ins, it gets to fester, it gets to build, they get to keep coming to their own conclusions. Now, should your partner be sitting there coming to their own conclusions and not just coming to you? No, but hey, people aren't perfect. And sometimes you take that approach, or you don't want to bring issues where maybe you guys been doing great for a while. And you don't want to seem like you're bringing up problems that where there's no problems, and making a problem, right? So you wait a little bit longer. But yet sometimes those narratives are still building in your mind while you're waiting. So having a regular routine of like a weekly check-in makes sure those narratives get to either be supported to where they're confirmed, and then you can work through what the issue is that's been confirmed, or it debunks it to where that narrative can be switched to a more positive one to keep you guys' relationship harmonious. And trust me, I understand, as simple as the idea of just checking in once a week is, I understand how sometimes it can feel like a big task to do, a muscle to build. It feels weird even, right? Because if you're just used to being in your relationships like you have your whole life, and you just go, and if there's an issue, you address it when it comes up, then it can feel like extra added work or awkward and almost too businessy, if you will, to have to set up this intentional time to check in. But trust and believe, it doesn't feel nearly as weird and becomes way more normal and organic for you the more you work it into your practices, and it's going to benefit you so much more for doing it. Now, if it's your pride and your ego getting in the way, saying, oh, I don't need to do some weekly check-in, we're good, and I don't need that kind of stuff, or whatever the case is, okay, fine, you like it, I love it. But then the question becomes, is your relationship a reflection of it, right? Is your relationship super healthy, or are there not issues that come up and things that need to be addressed that winds up blown up into arguments or different things to where you should be doing these check-ins, but because of your pride and your ego, you rather go through the fire much more intensely than it needs to be. At that point, you're just choosing you and your ego over the relationship, over your actual goal, right? So I highly stress, set regular check-ins as a regular thing for you and your relationship. And it doesn't have to be weekly. Maybe you guys are great to where you only need to do it once every other week, right? Once a month, maybe. But I'm going to go on a limb and say it's going to benefit you to at very least do it once every other week, if not weekly. If you need help building a foundation to set that kind of tone in your relationship, then either email or DM me the word coaching and we'll get to work as long as you're truly ready to put the work in. If you're not ready for one-on-one coaching, don't have the time or the space for it, then email or DM me the word revival and join my Relationship Revival Hub community where you can take my relationship renewal course and all the other things I have in there to help you learn the same things I teach my one-on-one clients at your own time or at your own pace. Either way, get in the race. Let's get it.